Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. So what do you guys make of that? The 1-1 draw with Crystal Palace. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Also, if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. First things first, we're going to get into some transfer updates. So, speaking of the first player, Soumare or Soumaire, not sure how you pronounce it. He's a defensive midfielder for Lille. I've heard good things about him. However, I've not really seen him play. So anybody who watches the French division and seen him play, let me know in the comments below what you think of him. It's rumoured that we're interested in him, whether Granit Xhaka moves on or not. One thing's for sure, we definitely do need a defensive midfielder, I believe. Again, although Xhaka's been playing pretty well recently, I'm not convinced he's really at the standard that we need for Arsenal, especially when we want to get back into that top four. So he's the first player we've been linked with recently. Second player, Yan Couto. This guy plays for Curitiba in Brazil. He is a 17-year-old right back. And he recently won the Under-17s World Cup with Brazil. He actually set up the winning goal in injury time to help them win the World Cup. This guy has got about 6 months left on his contract. So Curitiba will be willing to take a cut fee of about 4.25 million. Standard Arsenal stuff, right? You know, a young guy you never heard of for about 4 million on the cheap. Surprise, surprise, we're interested in him. No doubt Edu Gaspar's got something to do with that as well. Obviously, he's got a Brazilian connection. He will know all the sort of players coming through from Brazil, which I've got to admit should be a good thing, especially over time. I think if he's as good as Martinelli, or he seems as promising as him, it would definitely be a good thing. I don't believe Bellerin's going to reach his full potential. And I think if we get a decent enough offer for him, we should definitely move him on even. But let me know what you guys think. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has been playing absolutely brilliant recently. Against Palace last night, or yesterday afternoon, I thought he was absolutely brilliant. I mean, Zaha didn't even have a kick. So let's see how that develops. You know, hopefully he can go on and make that right back position his own, because I don't think he's going to be good enough to make it in midfield. Another player I want to talk about, Samuel Umtiti. We've been linked with this guy like so many times, it's ridiculous. It's a strange one, you know. Umtiti, he was partnering Rafael Varane in the World Cup when they won the World Cup, and he was absolutely outstanding. Exactly the sort of guy we need. Big, strong, great defender, sort of like a Sol Campbell when he played for us back in the day. Only stumbling points with that is he seems to pick up injury after injury. I mean, I think he's only started a handful of times for Barcelona, and he always seems to be on the bench, which is tricky. You know, in one hand, he's the perfect player, the perfect defender we're looking for, but on the other hand, if he's always injured, I've said it in previous videos, you're not worth anything. You know, like Tierney's out again, and again, I'm worried he's going to be an injury-prone player. It's the last thing we need, especially defence. We need somebody who's going to be, you know, solid, get in there, not get injured easily, and be worth every penny of the 40-50 million pounds that we're going to have to pay for them. Let me know what you guys think about that. I know people want Upamecano. The latest rumours is Upamecano has been actually talking with Barcelona, which is why Umtiti might be surplus to requirements. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, or who you would have. I know Nathan Ake we've been linked with recently. This guy seems to divide opinion as well. Personally, I think he's going to be a really good up-and-coming centre-back. Yes, he hasn't been, you know, the top dog at the moment, but he's at that age now, 24, where he's just about to start getting good. Can you imagine Virgil van Dijk when he was 24, or when he was younger than that, sorry? He probably wouldn't have been good enough to get into Liverpool's back four. So, I think he'd be a good age to sort of maybe bring into the team at 40 million or 45 million. That's not bad, you know, especially when, you know, top defenders are going for like 70 million these days. Another couple of players we're not linked with, but I'd like to get to know your opinions on. What about Lewis Dunk? A lot of people have talked about him and whether he'd be good enough. I personally think he would be. Yeah, do you know what? He might not be the superstar, exciting foreign signing, but he's a good old-fashioned centre-back. Again, let me know in the comments below what you think. Would you take Lewis Dunk? Personally, I would. I believe that any defender we've got to bring in has got to be better than what we've already got. You know, there's no point by getting someone like Boateng we've been heavily linked with. just as he's old and declining, just to be as good or not as good as what we've already got. I mean, what's the point of that? We need someone who's going to be worth every penny of that 40, 50 million pounds. And one more player as well I'd like you to get your opinions on is, what do you think about Tyrone Mings, the Aston Villa centre-back? He's been playing out of his skin, in my opinion, at Aston Villa. Would you take him at Arsenal? He looks like he's really developed on. I know he was linked with him when he played left-back for Ipswich like years ago, and he ended up going to Bournemouth, and he got injured there, and eventually they sold him to Villa, and he seems to have actually kicked on from there. So let me know about him as well. Would you take Tyrone Mings? Okay, moving to players out then. As you probably already know, Tyrese John Jules, the 18-year-old Arsenal youth striker, he's gone to Lincoln City on loan. So good luck to him. Let's hope he can score some goals and get some valuable experience. And another player, Emil Smith-Rowe, has gone to Huddersfield Town in the Championship for the end of the season on loan as well. I think that they're correct decisions. I also think a couple of us maybe should be loaned out, like Nelson. I'm not sure he's ready for the Arsenal first team yet. But I think one thing about the loans is they've got to make sure in the contracts, Arsenal, that they are going to play. We don't want another Eddie Nketiah situation where he goes alone and just doesn't play a game. I mean, Eddie Nketiah, I think, banged in 5 goals for Leeds when he came on, but then hardly got a start, So obviously we recalled him, as you know, and he's been linked with, I think, Bristol City, Sheffield Wednesday, Nottingham Forest, and even recently Aston Villa. All of those, I think, again, as long as he makes sure he plays every week, will be a valuable experience for him for next season. Okay, so that's into my transfer sort of thing. In fact, one other player, Mustafi, you might be aware that he's got himself a new agency. So what does that mean? Does that mean he's looking for a new club? Let's hope so. I think he's been linked with Galatasaray recently. And who knows, let's hope we can get rid of him. It's clear that he's not to Arsenal standards. And maybe that's what Arsenal are waiting on. Maybe they're waiting for him to leave so then we can get another centre-back in. So yeah, let's see how that one develops over January. No doubt there are negotiations going on. No, they always say, no, there's nothing going on. But no doubt there's loads of negotiations going on behind the scenes. And usually about the last week or 10 days in January, it seems to hot up and everyone starts moving around. So let's see what happens with that one. Okay, so that's into the transfer update that I've got for you. Moving on to the Palace game. What do you guys think of it? We drew 1-1 with Crystal Palace. In my opinion, I think we started really well. I think Aubameyang, after he scored, and for about 20 minutes after that, we was in control of the game, and then we just seemed to ease off and just sort of lose the game a bit. I know going all out, sprinting, always pressing, can't be done for 90 minutes, as we've seen with the Chelsea and Man United game where we tried to do it and we just burnt ourselves out. But I think we eased off too much, and we was in control of the game, we were pressing, we was taking the game to them, and then we just kind of let them go back into it. First 10 minutes of the second half as well, we seemed to again just let them come at us, and again they got the goal, which is obviously disappointing. I think even Arteta said in his post-match interview how he was disappointed that we just switched off and just basically let them back into the game. But yeah, it was frustrating, especially as I had so many players injured as well. We should have really taken advantage of that. I want to say a big shout out to Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I think he's been absolutely brilliant at right back. He did not give Zaha like a kick all game. So much so that he had to dive in the 90th minute. I don't know if you saw that, to try and get a penalty, which he always seems to do at the 90th minute, which we all knew was going to happen. Luckily, the referee was just like, no way, mate, get up. He literally had him in his pocket the whole game. I mean, he was absolutely outstanding. Aubameyang sending off. My first reaction was it may have been a little bit harsh. I thought, initially I thought if it was further up the leg, then yeah. But actually, looking back at it, I think VAR did get it right. It is a sending off. I mean, you're going to look at it. If that was a Palace player on Aubameyang, would you have said that was a red card? Yeah, I think you probably would have done. So, unfortunately, I think that's a correct decision. So he is now suspended for our next 3 games, I believe. So he's not going to play the big one against Chelsea. Who have we got next? Sheffield United at home. He's going to miss that one. Then a Chelsea game away. And I think the Bournemouth game, the FA Cup game. Which means that Martinelli is going to have to step up. A lot of us have been calling for him to start, see what he's made of, because he's been really good when he has come on, and again looked absolutely brilliant, looked really lively when he came on against Palace. So he's going to have to step up. We're going to have to see how good he really is, which will be exciting. But again, also people like Pepe's got to now start banging a few more goals, and Lacazette as well. Definitely, I've praised him in my last video for his hold-up play and his battling, but he needs to score some more goals. Again, I think we do have a problem with Lacazette and Aubameyang. It seems like there's two players and only one position. That's the way I see it. Which again now brings me to my next point. Has Aubameyang played his last game for Arsenal? He's been linked with moves away to quite a few different clubs. I know he's come out and said no, he's happy at Arsenal and stuff like that. But his contract is running down. He's got 18 months left. If he doesn't sign, what do we do? And it's okay saying, yeah, leave it to the summer, but what if he doesn't sign then and he then refuses to leave, like Mesut Ozil has? He can then just run down his contract and leave for absolutely nothing, which is financial suicide, especially as you can only buy what you bring in these days. So let me know what you guys think about all that. I'm actually gutted that he's going to miss the Chelsea game. I think that's the biggest one of the lot. And I think we owe them after what happened last time. They were so lucky to come away with the Emirates with a win. But it's about time some of the other players start stepping up now. I think Ozil wasn't that great against Palace. Again, another player who needs to step up, needs to be more consistent. The games he had against Chelsea and United, he was absolutely brilliant. But we need to see that more consistency of him. And I think that's been a big criticism. It's not that people don't like him or don't think he's talented enough. If anything, they're more frustrated because we know he's that talented, but he will only show it in one every 3 or 4 games or whatever. So there's a lot of players that need to step up now that Aubameyang has definitely got injured. Suspended. Let me know what you guys think about transfers. And I think we all agreed that we desperately need a top-class centre-back in this January transfer window. Again, let me know in the comments below who you would bring in. Or also, I want you to leave some comments on what you'd like to see in my videos. I'm going to be doing some more videos and some live videos, some live streams. So let me know what you would like to talk about and what you'd like to see in that. Again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And until next time, see you later, guys.